What's good people? Justin Miller, owner of Legends of Athletics, and I'm here with another podcast episode with y'all. This is kind of gonna be off script. I always quote Floyd Mayweather: "If you want to be the best, you gotta work overtime." That's my plan for the day, knocking it out, and we gotta write one for tomorrow. I got my notebook. I'm sitting here writing down stuff, writing down notes, things that we gotta do, that we gotta get done, that I'm responsible for getting done. Then I got my sketch pad here with another idea that we're about to launch a little later this year for y'all. I want to be so impactful. It requires me to be great. I want to be so impactful that those around me are impacted in a positive way by the actions that I took, and just because they're connected with me, they're able to eat too. And I'm not just talking about eating no crumbs, like they're able to eat. One of the biggest lessons, I think, me being from Mississippi, one of the biggest lessons I can say that I've learned from last year and took that over to this year was from Deion Sanders. I've never met him personally. When he made his decision to go to Colorado, a lot of people were up in arms around here. I'm gonna just be real. It was a lot of bashing, a lot of hating. But, when it's time to move, man, you gotta move regardless of what anybody gonna say, what anybody gonna do, what anybody gotta say, honestly. And just watching that and how he moved through that, how he handled it, and being a consummate professional through it all, even with correcting his kids with some things they said where they misspoke. I mean, that's just, you got to find motivation from a lot of things. Sometimes it comes in the strangest ways or from the oddest places, but you got to be able to find it, and just watching him, that was big. One of the biggest things I think that we all have to learn in life is how to win and how to win consistently. Life kind of takes us sometimes and it lulls us to sleep because we get comfortable or we get so oppressed by our problems and our tribulations and things that we got going on that we are not able to fully focus on the dreams that we once had. I know we can all think back to when we were in high school or we were in college or we were younger, and we had less responsibilities. Maybe at that time you didn't have kids. Maybe at that time you didn't have as much on your plate as you do now. And you could dream about so much stuff. You could take that time to just let your mind race and wonder. And, I can say from being younger, and I'm still young, but when I was younger, I can say that, what's hard about a lot of those dreams and possibilities a lot of times is that you can't figure out how to make it come together. You can't figure out how to make it work. And in a society today where a lot of things are get rich quick, microwave, you can do it if you just do it this way. It'll get done in like a year's time, 6 months time. I'm appreciative of the work that I put in, appreciative of the generation I came from, but I'm also appreciative that I never settled, I never quit. If you don't take a lot of losses, you never know what it's like to really and truly win. And winning is temporary. I'll say you always gonna take a whole lot, many more losses than you will the dubs. But the dubs, when they come, they're usually bigger, so they don't impact as much as they would have if you got just a little win. But you do have to accept the small battles that you win in order to win the war as well. And I just sit and think about what it took to get to this point. To have the skill sets that I've acquired over the years. To have a good job, be in a position to get better jobs, with that, be a great entrepreneur, a great person. But I also think about what it took to become that. I think a lot of times with us, what we do, it's easy to beat up on ourselves and say, well, if I would have did this different, I would have got that result. If I would have did this different, I would have got that result. And I can't really say that I ain't been at that place before. I can't say that today I don't go to that place sometimes, because I do look at, well, man, if I would have I just had a conversation the other night, man, if I would have did this differently, then I would have got this result. If I would have did that differently, then I would have got, respectively, a different result. If I would have waited on this, then that would have been better. So forth and so have you. I say all that to say, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to say no to? What are you willing to deny yourself of? Because if you're not willing to deny yourself anything, you're not willing to sacrifice anything, you're not willing to say no, you got to be at every party, you got to be at every event, you got to be with that girl, you got to be with that guy because the opportunity presents itself. Well, in so many words, that's denying success. That's denying greatness. And I made this choice a while back in my life, is that I do want to be great. I want my name to be known. I want my name to be known for generations. Man, I didn't deny a lot of that stuff, having fun and doing all I could do just because I wanted to. It's just because I knew, man, if I put this down right now, I know the reward on the back end gonna be so much bigger. I ain't worried about it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to minimize my mistakes. And that's why I say to anybody right now, if you want to be great, minimize, attempt to, not that saying that you will, but try to attempt to minimize your mistakes, man. Be obsessed with winning. Do something that's going to give you purpose. If you live life with a purpose, you don't really have to worry about a whole lot of the cause, but you do have to just stay the course of what it is you want to do. A lot of us now, man, we settle too much. Everybody, like I said, everybody wants to be big time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing's wrong. I'm never gonna be a person here and say nothing wrong with having big aspirations and big dreams. But what's wrong is when you sit there and you don't put the work in. Man, it take a lot of work. I mean, to build momentum, get the crowd, and then ride that off into what it is you're trying to do. That takes a lot of work and effort. And like now, man, everybody just want it fast. Everybody selling these courses, getting y'all money, telling y'all that it's gonna happen overnight. It's nothing that's just like you can't wake up in a year. You can, like, I'll put it like this. You can do it. You can put 500 videos together, 600 pictures, all that stuff. You can do all this stuff. You put it all together in a year's time. And you can trick the system, so to speak. But what it's gonna take is you working double time. Insanity and greatness live right next door to each other. So you gotta know, if I'm gonna do this in this time span, it's gonna take some insane, non-work-life balance style of work. So I say all that to say this: you have to make the most of your time and like stay focused on your goals. Don't make horrible, like, life-altering decisions. Like, be smart with yourself. Like, don't be out here getting women pregnant, like just having reckless sex. Don't be out here having reckless sex. Like, have it with intent. Know who your partners are. And just know who your partners are. Don't be out here racking felonies. We all done did some troublesome stuff. Like, I ain't finna sit here like I'm no hypocrite. Just don't be doing reckless stuff where you in jail and then you get out, you a felon. Like, that's kind of crazy. You limit your life severely. And don't do anything that's gonna alter you. Like, even when it comes like hard drugs and all that stuff, everything that falls under that sun, man, don't do it. It's a waste of time. It's gonna set you back so far. Then you're gonna be on like, oh well, just don't do it. Stay focused on task at hand. Stay focused on winning. Stay focused on your goals. Stay focused on the task. Keep the main thing the main thing. And when it's time to put all that together, it's going to come together. I ain't going to sit up here and lie to you like a lot of these YouTube dudes. A lot of these guys they just ain't been there. I'm going to tell you that. A lot of these guys just talk because they just talking. They just at this point, it's just talking. Learn what gets you going. Learn what lights your fire. Everybody says, what's your why? What's your why? Find your why. Your why, like, that ain't, bruh, learn the whole piece. Get the whole game. And because that's how you learn how to play the game. Get the whole game. Man, a lot of these people, I'm gonna be real, man. You get somebody that come from 2-parent household, somebody got a great dad, like an astute dad, or dad kind of wealthy, know something about money. Like, bro, they so much further ahead when they get out that household. Like, man, get around people that know something, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you literally in a room with people who make 6 figures, 7 figures, why are you silent? Ask questions, man. How you do that? I didn't know anything about an investment portfolio till I was 30. Think about that. That's 30 years behind. You ain't gonna make that up unless you get like extreme, like crazy success. I mean, so it's a lot. I gave y'all a lot of gibberish, a lot of blah blah. But man, like I told y'all, man, I'm out here. I'm working right now. I'm in the lab because I can't tell y'all, man. Look, it's one thing when somebody just tell you something. It's another thing when they're actually doing something. A lot of y'all probably gonna say, man, he got that camera off, he closed that computer and stuff. But man, I'm telling y'all, like, y'all gonna see in a couple months, y'all gonna see exactly what it is. Because if you want to be the best, you gotta work overtime, like Floyd Mayweather said. And the cream always rise to the top, like Macho Man Randy Savage said. The cream always rise to the top. I mean, bro, you can sit there, you can have fun, you can be at your house right now with your feet kicked up, eating and farting and belching and all that stuff. But then come December, you sitting there, you looking, talking about, man, what happened to the time? Oh, man, I wish I get that. Then you hating when you could just put the work in. That's simple. Be legendary.